Hello and welcome back to another episode of Minecraft Stranded. This is the 7th episode, and as you've probably seen by the title already, we're going to be doing enchanting in this episode. And that's kind of why we're over by the pirate ship over here, because we're going to be building like a beach hut type thing to house the enchantment setup. So in order to do that, we're going to need quite a lot of spruce wood. So over here I've already grown one of the giant spruce trees. So we're just going to start off by quickly cutting this down, because a large part of this build will be spruce jungle and bamboo. And that's kind of the main theme of the base, I think, will be, especially over this section, would be like a couple of beach huts, and at some point we're going to be making a main house to sleep in that will have like chests and stuff and furnaces. Alongside that, we might have a couple that store farms or lead to an area that stores farms, which is also why we went to the Nether in the last few videos, because lots of redstone requires things like quartz, which we need for farms. And I'm thinking the first two of the farms would be bamboo and sugarcane, because they're quite good ones to have at the start as automated ones. At some point I would also like to get a iron farm built, because iron is just something that I don't want to keep having to go mining for, which sounds slightly lazy. It is. It's just a pain when you're trying to find diamonds and have to find iron. This probably should be enough spruce, because I've also got I think a stack and a half in my chest, so that should be enough for what we're wanting to do today. Well, let me just go grab the rest of this. I don't need my armor on. Quite dangerous, but we're just building in this video. Not going to need them. Probably should craft an axe before I go, because I need to strip some of the wood, so... we've actually got quite a lot of iron still. That's going to go quickly though. And there we go. This hopefully should be enough for the start of the base. Now which way do we want it facing? I think have it going in this way, so... Alright, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Done that right? Yep. Okay. I'm gonna need sand. And as soon as we get some of these buildings up, unfortunately that's going to mean that this wonderful pirate ship that's been our base for the past 6 episodes will be going at some point shortly, which is quite sad because it's a nice base to just have a start. It's been very practical, but I will probably end up rebuilding another pirate ship to honour the memory of this one in the future. There we go, that's all them done. Now, I think it go 4 high, because that's going to be the doorway. Well, that's the doorway. And then 1 block higher. That should work. I sort of have like a plan in mind for what I want this build to look like, which I've had a lot this series, but this one I've kind of had this plan from the beginning. So I've had a lot of time to work out lots of the details and stuff for this. I just realised I'm not taking into account windows. Should probably do that before I waste all this wood. Do that, then do that. Of course, it was the two I actually stripped on this side. Oh. Great coordination skills. Then I'll do a big window on this side. Well, it's actually smaller, but it's not separated, this one. Then I'll probably just have a small one here. Use natural light. Okay. Okay, don't need them anymore. What next? That's a complete wrong chest. I don't actually need anything from there. Gonna need you next. This is gonna be what the roof is made out of. And I need some jungle. But I think it's gonna all be planks. Why do I keep going into the complete wrong thing this episode? And I now need to craft slabs. How many do I need? Oh. It'd be great if I also knew how crafting recipes worked. Yep, that's gonna be enough. Probably should also grab some scaffolding. Well, dirt at the moment. I think we can actually craft scaffolding. Let me check. It's not going to be a lot, but it's better than using dirt. You know what? That actually will work. We don't need any more than 18, surely. It's not even 18 blocks high. This hopefully isn't. I mean, it almost has to be 5 times the size this is. Okay. Right, so how do I want this to be? I'm trying to think. Oop. So come out one. Is it seriously turning night already? Go like that. Then this. And then repeat that on this side. This day has not gone, it's felt very long. Looks like we have to go to sleep. Also, I think another reason it would be quite good to do some farms in the next few videos is because we've done a lot of building recently, and obviously we can't do much exploring because we're obviously stuck to this island, but so I want to try and do something different, which sort of only leaves, sort of only leaves exploring. There, and there. What's that looking like? You probably noticed that a lot of these building processes just is me thinking to myself. How's that looking? So I'm thinking then going like... I think I'm going to bring all these down one. yeah, completely scrapping what I just did. I think it just makes the front of the building look a bit too tall. And was this what I did? I think so. And then do that. Nice. Keep that one. I think it's this. Probably should have done better to make a mental note of how I just did the other part. Once I've got the basic shape of this roof, I'll probably speed up doing the rest of this, because you probably don't want to watch 20 minutes of me doing DIY on a roof. It's probably not that interesting. That wasn't very smart. So I think for the basic shape of a roof, that's actually quite good. And if we put maybe some jungle planks behind it? Don't really know, kind of just experimenting. And that needs to go. How does that look? I think the one texture there is a bit just quite flat. I think that's kind of a problem with this building so far. Everything's just a bit flat in colour, so I might, after we've got the basic shape, we'll probably change this up a bit. So this is kind of a basic structure. I think next I'm going to add windows to it and do the floor and the roof. Now I'm hoping that building this actual thing doesn't take too much of this video, because I am hoping to do my first bit of enchanting and actually get a chance to do that at the end of this video. I'm also going to need to do some of these and some of these. That should be enough. These are going to be our windows. Obviously I don't think glass goes very well for the outside of this. And you'll probably notice when I do the next few buildings that other than the shape, like the basic design and detailing will end up probably looking the same as this. Oh, and I need a door. Completely forgot about that. I think this might actually be the first time I'm using most of these bamboo stuff. I think in the past I've only really actually just used the main plank of bamboo. Alright, now the most important question. Does the door go on the inside or on the outside of the block? No, that's too flat. Inside it is. It's quite strange how something like that just can affect the entire look of the build, I think. I don't know why I'm going back to put these away, I'll just keep them in my inventory. So the first thing I want to do is I want to kind of change these, but I have a feeling It's gonna, yeah, show the background. So this might kind of link into the slight texturing of it, because I do want a oak roof rather than that. We do something like that, and obviously that's not going to be seen from here. So that doesn't really matter what the inside looks like. We did that one, so I'll do this one. And fill that in. I'll say the actions and stuff add-on does make, well, the thing's texture pack actually, does make this entire thing look a lot more interesting. Well, not necessarily all of it, but is that a bit too much? Or? Yeah. Could just change one of them. Yeah, that's fine. We'll find a way to cover that up, maybe. Don't really know how yet, but... the floor I was thinking... doing like a checkered pattern with jungle wood. Don't know how that's going to look, but... that might be a bit more... interesting than basic... pattern. So that'd be this. So it's definitely going to be stripped. I think that goes nicely with it. I mean, we could always change it and it would mean that this entire thing was a waste of time. And would have a bunch of stripped jungle logs, but we could find a use for them. I am thinking that, actually, I think I prefer it as non-stripped. That's completely wrong way around. That's a complete wrong block. How have I just done the exact same thing? There you go. I can hear mobs, so time to run. I completely forgot that I'm not wearing armor. I don't really know why I'm not wearing armor. I kind of just logged in and I wasn't. Oh, what? Can't rest now. There we go. Hopefully when the base is a bit more complete, I say the base, when this island's a bit more complete, there'll be less mobs. Right, where are they? They're somewhere. I know you're here. Oh. Oh wait, yeah. Completely forgot about this window. That's the wrong way. Yeah. Oh, that was pathetic. I could have just used the door. Don't know why I didn't. I mean, who needs doors anyway? Yeah, now saying that sounded quite stupid actually. So I'm finished this floor. Now, just need to go around and detail stuff, and then it's the interior. So I think I'm gonna do a quick cut back to when we've actually finished the outside by doing a bit of detailing with like some signs and trapdoors and things like that. So I'm gonna go and do them, and then I'll come back when these are finished. So as you can see, this is what the exterior is going to be. The only differences I might here is going to be some candles, and around the outside I might have some like the tiki torch type things with the like candles on top. That's going to be like the last bit of detailing the outside needs. I've added a bit of light outside, so. But here is going to be the main enchantment setup. I suppose just do those two there. Is that level 30? It is. Let's go. And gonna need to get some other stuff to do details in here. So I'm also gonna do a quick time lapse of me maybe doing that. So this is kind of what I'm thinking for the finished version of this. Don't think there's anything else I want to add to it. I've kind of gone a bit further and added this as also a potion type brewing, there's the word, a brewing setup, which should be useful in the future. And then you got the enchantment setup with anvils and what's the other thing? Grindstone. And I think that sort of concludes the building part of today's episode. I know that's actually going to be the majority of it, which kind of didn't want. I wanted to do a bit more enchanting and stuff, but then I've also sort of realised that I have no way of getting proper XP at the moment. But still, we're going to grab some lapis and we're going to enchant this pickaxe. Which probably isn't the smartest thing considering it's almost out of durability, but we'll have to combine it with something anyway. Silk touch, please be seeing more. Yeah, I was hoping for unbreaking. That's not awful. Kind of can't use it, but I have an idea. I don't really get those that often, but occasionally my brain cells rub together to create an idea. I'm really kind of investing all my diamonds into this, and don't know why. It's not exactly the smartest thing considering I'm quite low on them. But either way, I have no lapis anymore. And that might be something I also add off camera maybe, some lapis in there. Because it's going to be a lot easier getting it straight from there than running to my base every time I want to enchant. And I can't enchant the carrot, but that would be pretty cool. Now that's annoying. Alright, I'm going to fish until I get to level 30, so I shall be back. This is going to be a lot of cutting and time-lapsing, but, you know, it's worth it to get a better pickaxe. So I'll be back when I'm level 30 and we're going to finish enchanting. So I finally managed to get to level 30. As you can see, it's only just in the threshold of level 30, but it should do. Now we can get unbreaking on it. That's actually pretty good. That costs the same. So efficiency 5 unbreaking and silk touch pickaxe. Perfect. Now we don't need the iron pickaxe. We do just need to now find a way to be able to get sustainable XP. That might come in the next video, or I think the next video will be like redstone farms, so it might be the video after that, I don't really know. But thank you for watching. I do hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you did, consider hitting the like button or subscribing. And I'll catch you guys in the next episode, which should be episode 8. Bye!